Welcome to our channel. Okay, I'm 23 and how old are you?
3.
How old are you?
3.
You're 2. So we live in England. Hold up 2 fingers. Yes. But I'm originally from Bermuda and she was born in the UK.
This is from my phone.
Yeah.
Instead of mommy's phone.
What you want to talk about today?
I want to start from the phone. And I'll start from the ground.
Okay, so on a daily basis, Ari talks about shadows. I let her watch Scooby-Doo once, and we have to hear about ghosts and shadows all the time. So what do you want to talk about, Ari? You want to talk about, what do you want to talk about? So, I'm a single mom.
You're single mom.
Yeah, I am. So, Ari, can mommy ask you some questions?
Yes.
Okay, what is your favorite color?
Black.
And mommy's favorite color is gray. What is your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Yogurt.
Yogurt, and what else? What's your favorite food?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
It's
I think
so yummy.
it is. I think your favorite food is rice and beans. Don't you always ask mommy to make you rice and beans?
Yes.
So rice and beans is your favorite food?
Yes.
And mommy's favorite food is pizza, macaroni. Been quarantined and locked on, and it has been boring. But in this lockdown, we got some things accomplished. We was able to teach Miss Ari here how to read. Can you read, Ari?
Yeah, read.
You want to show everyone how you can read her sight words? I basically use like her name, things that she uses every day, like the basics. So let's show everyone how you're able to read, even though mommy just messed up your words. What's this?
Ambulance.
Good job.
His name ambulance. I got Nino.
What's this?
Huh? No.
What that says?
No.
When's your birthday?
November.
Good job.
November.
These words in a very long time because we're on to new words. What this says? Good job. Can you see what this is?
Fire.
Good job. Give mommy that one. Can you see? So, what's it say?
It's a fun little
What does it say?
table.
Good job.
The shadow.
What this one says?
Shadow, nothing. The shadow.
Yeah, because every time you kick the table, it makes it move. Go ahead. What that one says?
What's that?
Tell mommy.
What's that?
You have to go fast. Come on, faster. What that says?
Egg.
Good job. Anyway, she has learned all of these words. It's like 20 something. It took like 3 weeks, literally, just 3 weeks. She's better with names, reading names than
Gone. The nothing. Shadow is gone. No shadow. It's just
where's
gone. Mommy, it's just gone.
yeah.
Bye. Bye, Mommy.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about moving to the UK and being a single parent. So I always said I took a trip out here maybe when I was 15, 16, and I was like, you know what, this is where I want to live. Like, this is where I want to move. So eventually, few years went by. I got a job in a hotel and I just started saving up. So my manager at the time was like, Troy, like, don't keep pushing back school. Like, you need to go and finish school. What do you want to do and whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I started saving and whatever. 2017 came and I did like 2 years in a hotel, I believe. Then 2017 came and I was like, you know what? This is the year I'm leaving. So then in the beginning of the year, I got pregnant with my daughter. This wasn't a part of the plans at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm still moving. And you know, most people's like, oh my God, you're still gonna go by yourself? You're having a baby, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm going. So then, yeah, I moved out here in August, 6 months pregnant. And then, like, you know, I think when I got out her, I was kind of like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, you know, kind of panicking, like, can I do this? Doubting myself. But I was like, you know what? You decided to move out. You still decided to move out her after you found out you was pregnant. You could do this. So I literally got this apartment in a flat building, like, literally like a week before I came out here. I paid my rent in advance, 6 months up front, which was a big help. So when I moved out here, I was able to, you know, focus on baby and baby stuff without having to worry about, okay, let me pay rent, and all that good stuff. So then I, you know, moving out here, they don't tell you like all the different bills you have to pay, like TV license. You gotta have a license just to have a TV in your house. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so TV license, water, and all that. And because I live in a flat and because it's electric heating, it is hella motherfucking expensive. It's expensive. So anyway, past all that, had the baby in November. So then the midwives and everything kept coming like every 2 days to see if I was okay, if I was going through any depression, if I needed sleep, if I needed groceries, if I had enough money, and all of that stuff. So I basically had all the baby stuff, baby clothes, and all of that. Yeah, I had everything. But they was just checking to make sure that I was okay. So I told them my plans, like, you know, they was like, well, you seem pretty confident, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I came out here for school. I'm still gonna go to school. Like, I understand that it's not easy, but it is possible. So I, during the time I was pregnant for like the first 7 months, I used to just research. So I used to go on the government website and just read like different things, what I'm entitled to, what can I get, what can the children get, if I go to school, what help would I get with like childcare and stuff. So then in 2018 I applied for college. So I went to college. I signed up for all of that. I did a pre-access to healthcare, social care, healthcare, can't remember. So I did that in the first year that I went, alongside math, English, and biology. So that year went by, you know, being a single mom, just me and my child, literally. You know, it's not easy, but it's not hard. Like, I guess you have to be built for it, I don't know, or it just comes, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. Did a whole year. Like, when you have a baby, time goes fast. Like, my daughter literally goes 3 this year. So yeah, time was going on. I was going to school. So the college actually pays for nursery. So you find a nursery. So they tell me to find a nursery like months and months in advance. So Ari was like maybe 4 months, 5 months when I found a nursery. So then I just signed her up for that nursery. Then when time came by, closer to the time that I wanted her to go nursery, she started nursery at 7 months, just so she can get used to it before I started college in September. And whatever days that I go college, she would go nursery, and they would pay for those days only. Which used to stay at college, finish stuff, pick her up, come home, and it was like a repeat for like, I think I did 4 days because I took on biology. Yeah, so I did 4 days. So at the end of the year, I passed English, biology, and I passed the course that I was actually doing. I failed math by 17 marks. Pissed, but it was okay because I don't understand why they're putting letters, numbers, alphabet and every fucking thing else in math. But it was fine. So then the next year came for me to September for me to start. So you need math in order to do the access to nursing and midwifery course, which I applied for before I left for summer break. So so they sent me a letter saying like to come in this day to enroll for the access to midwifery or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, even though I failed math, I can still go. So I went there and the lady was like, oh no, we can't put you on the course because you didn't have the grade for math. You need a 4 and I had a 3. So they're like, you didn't have the grade for math or whatever. And yeah, basically you need math in order to be on that course. So I was like, fuck. So she's like, oh, just concentrate on your child. I'm like, who the fuck are you to tell me who to concentrate on? But anyway, so then like a few days went by. My course started September 2nd, I want to say. So September 3rd, my teacher, the leader, course leader, emailed me. I was like, oh, you wasn't in class today or whatever. So I was like, so I called my sister and I'm like, oh my God, they said like, I was so upset, mind you. I was so upset. I'm like, fuck, I worked so hard to get her and I failed fucking math by 17 points mid. So then I called my sister and I'm like, oh, they called me. Like, what should I do? Should I just write her back and say like, you know, they told me I can't start because it is, or should I just go? So she was like, just go. So I'm like, all right, cool. Set up Ari for nursery, sent her to nursery, then I went. So then days went by and then they started handing us out these papers like that say your math grade, your to write down your grades. So eventually, like a week later, I think, I had to tell my teacher that I didn't have my flipping math. So I'm all nervous, but I end up knowing someone that was in my previous class. So I was like, oh my God, like, what should I do? Should I just ignore it? Should I tell her or whatever? So she was like, you know, the teacher seems cool, just tell her. So then I was like, you know, I was like, all right, well, come with me to the teacher. So I went with her and I ended up telling her, I was like, so what's gonna happen? Like, what can I do? And she was like, well, the course is a lot. It's like a lot of work, so we don't recommend you to do both at the same time. So my friend was like, you know what? She did this class and like she was just saying like, you know, had my back, like, you know, she did this and that last year and she passed this with a 6 and this and that. So then she was like, okay, well, that's up to you. If you think you can handle it, then you can do it. So I'm like, all right, cool, thank you so much. So then I end up going downstairs in the college to apply again for math because now that I'm going to university this year, I still need math. So then I'm like, oh, pissed. So at the meantime, still being a single mama, you know, still doing my thing. Daughter's going to school, she's eating, she's healthy. She started talking a lot, seeing a lot of things. So back to school. So now it's time to apply. They had us apply for universities like early out in maybe October, November, December. Like around that time they had us applying for universities. So now I'm fucking scared. I'm like, oh my God, like what if they don't accept me because I don't have math, or like what if they don't accept me because I don't pass my interview or whatever. So because I'm doing nursing, you have to go in and do interviews with the university. So you get to apply to up to 5 universities. So I was so scared. You have to do a personal statement and put in all your grades and everything like that. So I did my personal statement, sent it in. They was like, you need to add more stuff to it, like really sell yourself. So I corrected it. My friend, same friend that helped me, she sent me hers so I can look at it. And I went through it again and corrected it. Added more stuff, you know, really sell myself. So luckily, I was really, really surprised that I got interviews for all 5 universities I applied to. So I'm like, well, look at you. All right, sis. So then I went to my first interview. It was like, it wasn't that bad. Like I went to open days and interviews. Like it really wasn't that bad. They asked you simple questions like why you want to be a nurse, why did you choose nursing, how has like your course helped you with nursing, what type of person would you say you are, and things like that. So first interview done, got an offer, bam, somewhere back there. Yeah, somewhere over there. Got the offer. Bam. Second interview. Got my second interview fucked me up. Like, I flopped. I was like, you know what? Like, the lady threw me off from the time I got there. She had said something, and to me it was just so unprofessional. And I was just like, you know, I was like to my classmates, I'm like, I don't want to be here no more. Like, that lady just turned me off from this whole interview. Like, from going to like a nice professional interview at a nice college university, and then going to this, I was like, this is not what I want. I don't want to be here, whatever. So days went by, then other people in my class got an offer, and I was like, I don't care. Like, you know I didn't get this offer. A few days later, they sent me an offer. I said, they must be really desperate, because I did not do good at all. So then my top two choices I went to, and it was like including a math test, English, like reading words, reading stuff, expressing like how you feel, giving you different scenarios, like what would you do if this happened, what would you do if that happened, how would you handle it. And then in math was like basic math, like if this person needed this at this time, how much would you give them throughout 24 hours and stuff like that, like easy stuff like that. So I think I got like maybe one answer wrong for the math test. So yeah, a few days later, got an offer for there. I'm like, yes. The same thing, I still didn't have math. So I'm like, the only thing is like, I don't have my math. So I went to Manchester Metro Uni. And I was like, I walked around. I'm like, I really like it here. Like, this one's really nice. So then in the interview process, they talk about like, you know, everything. And they was like, yeah, we offer math in your first year if you don't pass. So I'm like, oh, this is it. Like, this is me. Like, this is speaking directly to me. So I end up, I had another interview after this university, and I end up canceling it. I'm like, you know, I'm not even wasting my time with them. So I'm like, yeah, I'm taking this one, whatever. So they sent me some cute little stuff, a little pen, a little clock thing. Can't remember what it's called. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going with this. And then 2020 comes along. Who comes along knocking on 2020's door? Rona. And who lets it in? 2020 lets it in. So Rona comes along. So now they put us in quarantine. They locked down, shut the schools down. Yeah, everybody's got to be inside, locked away. You can only go outside for an hour. And yeah, that's where life changed. It got boring. They changed classes to online classes. I didn't sign up for online classes from the start, so I wasn't feeling it. And that's when my grade started, not my grade, my attendance started to drop. So I emailed the people. I'm like, look, I've got a 2-year-old at home. It ain't easy. Shorty eats 100 times a day. I have to feed her 100 times a day. Yeah. So eventually, like towards the end of it, I was able to like get online more and stuff like that. It wasn't doing nothing for me. Praise the Lord, it's finished. So I'm like, okay, let me just focus on Ari. So during the time, you see, we did a lot of painting. We did like cooking videos, went for walks. It was any outside of hours, so we went to like the store, just went for little walks. And mind you, during lockdown, the sun was out, 20 degrees, everything like that. Now that lockdown's easing, it's been raining constantly. Vaccine. But let's talk about Ari, like my little precious baby. So she, during this lockdown period, I was like, you know what? No, before lockdown, she was in nursery, and I was asking her nursery teachers, like, where can I find children books to help, like, to get Ari reading? Because that's just my thing, like, to get her reading, get her writing her name, get her like tracing and everything, like. And they're like, oh wow, she's still 2, she's only 2, she's still young, whatever. And I'm like, lady, this baby was potty trained day and night before the age of 2, a good like 5 months before she went to. Day and night, no mistakes, nothing like that. She can start reading. Don't tell me this. So I'm searching for books, and I was looking for the little books that be like ICA cat, ICA dog for her to start out. So I'm like, couldn't find those. So I started doing sight words. I'm like, you know what? I saw a video, so I'm like, all right, let me start doing sight words. And she is really good. Like, you know how children act like they can't hear you, but if you're talking to them, they hear everything you say? Yeah, that's Ari. So she was really good at listening, really good at paying attention. So I'm like, yeah, let me try sight words. That's the perfect thing to do. So I started off with like her name, her middle name. I think it was like things that I heard her say often. So I'm like, yeah, let me go with that. So I would say like a week later, she got mostly all the words. It took about 3 weeks for her to know them offhand. And then I started adding more words. Like the more I heard her say, I started adding it. So I started adding like ambulance, like longer words. So I'm like, yeah, cool. Got that done out the way. She started reading. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to find books. So we also did like trying to help her write, trace her name. So then I ended up buying like these pencils off of Amazon. It's like thick pencils. I was looking for one. It's like thick pencils to help with her like holding it, writing, and yeah. So then towards the end of like lockdown, I found the books. These on Amazon, and I was like, perfect. It took me forever to find them because I didn't know what they was called, but I was like, perfect. Like, you see that? What is red? Apples are red. So she knows all her colors. So I was like, perfect. And it's another one that says Hello Beach. Can't find it. Maybe she took it inside. But it's another one that just says like Hello Beach, Hello Sun, Hello whatever. She learned that one because it's just repetitive. Nice and easy.